What's good, y'all? Today I think I found one of the rarest, most complex demigod builds in NBA 2K22. Now some of you guys might remember my legend sharpshooting slasher build from last year, and I made that build with the playmaking and slashing pie chart and ended up getting sharpshooting takeover. But this year the build is even better. We're able to make it at the power forward position. We get 80 ball handle off rip, we get contact dunks, we can shoot. Obviously we have sharpshooting takeover. Now the build this year is even better. The shooting is easier. We still get that sharpshooting takeover. We get pro dribble moves off the rip. We get contact dunks and really solid defense at 6'7". Now this build is insane, but I can't just talk it up this whole time. I gotta show y'all what makes this build so crazy. Position, instead of going shooting guard this year, we have to go power forward. Also, we're a little bit taller, and we could, like, this build is overall a better build than the last year's version, which last year's version was probably one of my favorite rare builds that I ever made in the game. Handedness doesn't really matter. You can go with whatever you want. I'm gonna go lefty. Jersey number, I'm gonna just go 20, because shout out to everybody who wears number 20. 20 is the best jersey number of all time, man. No cap. Now for the pie chart, like I said, we do end up getting sharpshooting takeover on this pie chart right here. Some of y'all might be thinking, oh, it's one of these. Oh, it's one of these. No, we get sharpshooting takeover on this pie chart. This is what makes the build so special to me. You can honestly choose whatever physical profile you'd like. I just like having speed on my players, but hey, if you want some strength, you want some vertical, by all means, go ahead, choose something else, but hey, it doesn't really matter. Now, this build is very precise. If you still want to be able to get your sharpshooting takeover, you're gonna have to follow everything I do step by step. There's probably a better version out here that doesn't get sharpshooting takeover, I understand, but that sharpshooting takeover elevates your build to a whole nother level, especially with such a low 3 ball, and makes people have to guard up and respect the jump shot. Especially with how easy shooting is this year, this build will be absolutely unstoppable. Now for the finishing, we're gonna skip over our close shot, get our driving layup to a 70, max out our driving dunk and our standing dunk, giving us 11 finishing badges, which is definitely enough to get the job done. These are Hall of Fame finishing badges. This build has a really well-balanced badge count because you can't put too many attributes in your layup, close shot, or post hook, or you get a different name or a different takeover. So you have to be very precise, like I've said. Now we're gonna literally max out all of our shooting, but once we're done, we're gonna have to edit a few things. We're gonna have to take down our free throw 1 and our mid-range down 2, because hey, if you get the shot creating takeover, you don't get the sharpshooting takeover, and if your middy's too high, you get the shot take. So we still get 12 shooting badges if you don't lose anything. So our middy's gonna be a little bit lower, but it's not that big of a deal anyways. Now for our playmaking, we're gonna get our passing accuracy to a 68. That's the highest you can go. We're gonna max out our ball handle, and our post control is gonna be at a 56. Trust me, if I could have made this build with more playmaking badges, I would have. But if you go too high in the post control, you get post scoring takeover. We don't want that. If we go too high on the passing accuracy, we get playmaking takeover, and we don't want that. We want that sharpshooting takeover. Now for our defense, same thing. We have to be pretty precise. We're gonna get our interior defense to a 54, max out everything except our steal, and the build is basically complete on the attributes. As you can see, very well balanced. The badge count 11, 12, 11, and 9. Definitely a really solid badge count. If you get this build at legend, that's almost 20 badges in each category, which is definitely really solid. Body shape really doesn't matter. You can honestly go with whatever. I'm gonna just go solid, because why not? Because it's a very solid build. For the height, you're gonna want to minimize this either way. I'm in the metric system, but it shouldn't really affect the way you make it, so I'm gonna just go all the way down to 2.01, which is equal to 6'7". Now for the weight, if you go too low, you do not get access to sharpshooting takeover. The lowest you can go on the weight is actually going, you have to go to 1.09 right here. This is the highest you can have it, I believe, and still get sharpshooting takeover. You might be able to go a little bit lower, but I'm pretty sure this is the highest you can go. You can probably go higher than this, but I'm gonna just go with the 1.09 to get as much speed as possible. 83 speed, definitely still solid on a 6'7" build. Now for the wingspan, what you want to do, you want to minimize this and go up 1. As you guys can see, we still got that 80 ball handle. If you're on the Imperial system, it's the same thing. Just go all the way down and then +1. The wingspan should be the same. As you guys can see, 72 midi, which is definitely really good for a build on this year's game. The shooting is incredibly easy. We'll get a 73 pointer at 99. We get an 85 driving dunk. We don't get big man contact dunks this year because I think you have to be 6'10". We still have a solid standing dunk as well. Decent post fade. We can do a little bit of everything on this build. That's just the way I like to make my players. And as you guys can see, we have unlocked sharpshooting takeover on a slashing playmaker pie chart, which is insane, man. I honestly don't know how they allowed this build in the game. It doesn't really make sense. There's no shooting in the pie chart whatsoever, and the 3 ball is literally a 66. But hey, we'll take it, man. We still get that sharpshooting takeover, which is absolutely insane. And the build name comes out as a super fire name, bro. We have a point power forward. I haven't seen any in the park, let alone with sharpshooting takeover with contact dunks and pro dribbles off the rip. But right now, I'm going to show you guys what badges I would rock with when I do max this build out. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to rock with myself. Hey, we're going to figure it out though. Limitless takeoff is definitely a necessity. You're definitely going to want this on your build 100% of the time. Posterizer as well. I'm going to throw in a couple bronze badges just to unlock a couple more animations, because you know the jump from bronze to no badge is definitely a significant jump, and there's no other badge I would go all out on, so that's why I'm doing other bronze badges. Now for the shooting, there's a pretty special badge that I think will make this build insane, and that badge is Sniper. This badge is absolutely broken. I don't know why it's so good. You're going to hit hella whites, especially with sharpshooting takeover, and the fact that you could do that with a 73 ball at 99 is wild, bro. Hot Zone Hunter, definitely gonna max this out. Probably some catch and shoot in there as well. Maybe some stop and pop, because you probably will be able to shoot off the ISO with this build. I've seen two-way slashing Playmaker's ISO. If you plan on going all out on the ISO, you can take off catch and shoot, put this on Chef, and you can play like a true ISO player on this build. So depends on your play style, how you're playing. You can obviously switch this around with the lineup you're running, but honestly, I feel like this build's gonna be insane. I can't wait to max out this build, bro. It's gonna be wild. Now for the playmaking, this is the only downside of the build. We don't get too many, but at Legend, this build would be insane. We're gonna go Hall of Fame, quick first step, probably some quick Jane, and then for the rest of the other badges, I'm probably gonna throw on silver handles for days and maybe bronze bailout. Maybe we can get away with a couple more silver badges. Maybe we can throw on like some unpluckable in there, because that's definitely super needed this year. If you're really good with your dribbling, I heard the stamina is actually really good for Hall of Fame handles for days. I've personally not even used the badges here, and I've still been dribbling pretty fine on my other builds. So maybe you don't need it. Maybe you can get away with something like this. It's really up to you on what badges you run. You can finesse your own little way, but 11's kind of tough to work with. But trust me, bro, I've tried to get more badges, maybe sacrifice some other ones. It just messes up with getting sharpshooting takeover. Now for the defense, I like to run a little bit of everything on this build. So I'm going to go with silver clamps, bronze chase down, bronze rebound chaser, bronze rim protector, and gold intimidator. And with our last badge, we're gonna throw this on pickpocket or interceptor. It's really up to you. Pickpocket super broken this year. Regardless of your steal rating, you're still gonna get hella steals. And yeah, man, that's basically it for the build. If you enjoyed this build video and you want to see some more gameplay on this build, I will definitely be grinding this build out. If you get this video to 500 likes, I will grind out this build to 99. And if you made it to the end of the video, typically what I do, I give my subscribers something to comment at the end of the video. And today what I'm gonna have you guys comment is Trey Young, because right here, if we go over to the playmaking badges, I'm looking at Trey Young. So comment that if you made it to the end of the video, so I know you're a real one. And that's it for me. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next video. Have a good one. Peace. I recorded this video right before I hit 20K, and I truly want to thank everybody who tuned into the stream. 20K is huge. Y'all are insane, man. I really appreciate every single person who's taking the time out of their day to watch my channel and even subscribe, man. Y'all are insane. We're going to be hitting 30K soon, so make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're ready for that. And yeah, that's basically all I had to say. I'll just let the outro play real quick, but I just want y'all to know I really do appreciate every single one of y'all, man.